Well, Kevin Adams, the GM, made it pretty clear about that in terms of what he was looking for moving forward. We'll talk about the future here, Claudine, in just a second, but I think it's important to focus a little bit on the past, which now involves head coach Don Granato. Adams may have an issue with the word regression. He took issue with it during the news conference here today, but bottom line is that's what happened in the standings, from 91 points to 84, and as you said, a 13th straight year out of the playoffs. I'm going to bring in our hockey insider, Paul Hamilton, Sports Talk Live, WGR Sports Radio 550 as well. And in terms of Granato, I thought Adams was pretty frank. When you hear him talk about the standard not being high enough, that's as good a reason as any to fire a head coach.
Yes, and absolutely was. And I thought he was very angry, he was genuine, and I thought he told the truth. I think he was very honest in his comments to everybody about why he did it, that he felt they needed to get to the next level and they weren't getting there. And I don't think he wanted to fire Don Granato. He wouldn't do it during the season. He wanted to, as he said, give them every opportunity to be able to do well. But he felt in the end, to get to the next level, it needed to be done.
When I asked Adams about what he was looking for specifically in a head coach, the quote was that they're craving structure in the organization and accountability at this point. He made it perfectly clear he's looking for a coach now with previous NHL coaching experience. And the time we have here, just interested in your take. Lindy Ruff's name, who's now available, fired by the New Jersey Devils. Could he potentially make a return here? How much of a possibility is that?
Well, I think it's somebody they would look into, but that's not somebody that I would be looking into as far as the next coach. I think somebody more like Craig Berube, who won the Stanley Cup with the St. Louis Blues when he came in there, is somebody they might be looking at. Rod Brind'Amour, absolutely. Should he become available from the Carolina Hurricanes and his contract is up, he won a Stanley Cup with Adams.
Right.
And they're very good friends. So if Rod Brind'Amour becomes available, I would almost be shocked if he wasn't the new head coach of the Sabres. But he has to get through the playoffs first.
That's right. Adams and Brind'Amour won a Stanley Cup at the Sabres' expense, of course. I don't know what could have been back in the Drury-Briere era. In any case, it does rule out, Claudine, a guy like Michael Pekka, former Sabre captain, who's been a hot name leading up to today and since the firing actually happened. Pekka, a lot of potential, but no NHL coaching experience. So that's the parameters within which Adams says he's got a plan moving forward, and that's what we know about the future to this point. For Paul Hamilton, Adam Benigni outside of KeyBank Center. Claudine, let's send it back into you.
Adam, if I can just ask you one quick question. Is this really a domino effect of maybe more changes to come, or do you believe that the Sabres are now thinking we are just one head coach away from making the playoffs?
Well, I mean, they're looking for that leadership in terms of the head coach. They did fire a couple of assistants today. But, I mean, I think when a new head coach comes in, the entire staff, it's at that person's discretion what's going to happen. So they have a new president, obviously.
Who was there
today. And so there's leadership changing within Pegula Sports and Entertainment. But as far as the Sabres, I think they're looking for an answer behind the bench, and the rest will, take shape from there. So that's the emphasis behind this decision today. Claudine?
Very interesting. Adam and Paul, thank you so much for joining us from the KeyBank.